this is a core LLM that should be used for all things, any use cases required by the organization, because it's the core of the LLMs that the system's navigating, right? So I I agree with you, Igor. The question is, can we get those questions that you've answered today by Victor?
No,
Well,
I cannot. Bottom line, okay? I cannot. I don't have time. I'm pulled 20 different directions today, so I have no way of doing it today. Bottom line.
well, I respect that, Igor, but
Okay.
you have a whole team of people here who are happy to help, and we have
I
to.
got it. Okay. So you can pull in the ServiceNow team, and then we can go through the clear submission, which I already started. So I'm gonna have to cancel it, and somebody else will have to recreate a new one. And I'm okay with that. Okay. And then it's gonna probably take a lot of back and forth with ServiceNow to ensure that we put the right data in there. If somebody wants to deal with this today, I'm totally happy with this. I need to jump into a Dell computer, a Dell code today and tomorrow.
Like your full awareness activity, like we don't want to miss something that's important to the enterprise. If we do take it, we can take it. I'm going to say that like Shyla, Brooke, we can take this and get this into clear and run it. And any questions you have outstanding, if you can give us what you have, but we want to make sure you're fully aligned. If there's any gap that we have to cover, that we can do that. We don't want to do this as an HR making it difficult on enterprise. That's not the intent. It's really about how do we help, because we have the urgency. We know you're trying to make it as urgent as possible. We also know you're vulnerable. So this is the balance we're trying to navigate here, Igor. So if you're happy to give it over, we can take it, give it to Brooke and Shyla. Anything else outstanding that we need, we can fully do that. We can have that conversation today. We have a call scheduled with the technical team. If they don't know, we can push them really hard to have it answered tomorrow. Make sure you see it fully. So anything that's submitted, that and if there's any miss, we don't want to miss anything, but we also want to. Does that make sense, Igor?
Yeah.
Ellen, I don't think that I can just raise a clear process for the platform side of the house, like without
Right.
Igor.
I'm not saying that.
Because I don't know enough about what they're doing with Now Assist on the IT side of the house. Sounds like we need to do this
Someone liked, who is it?
across the enterprise.
Oh, and I thought so. I thought it's you.
Yeah.
You are the
This is
only
an
regular
internal
person who will
problem,
come to
not
my
an
life.
external at this point. Like this is us,
Thank you.
guys, together. How do we want to solve it?
Did you have your dinner?
And then Diana, I'll ask this question. Diana, what's the risk? If Igor can't upload and start the clear process until Monday, what's the risk?
We have many documents that are held up because
Yeah.
of this.
In
and
some people's
so
live and all, there will be
every
hundreds
day
of
that
people.
goes
Okay,
by,
only in my life,
we
I see
become
4, 5.
further and further away
Dinner
from our
party?
compliance.
Where is dinner
So,
party?
I don't know how to tell you.
You're going to the
outside of
dinner party?
Everything is high risk when it comes to knowledge right now. And we just need to give the team guidance so that we can move past this and make sure that we do the right thing.
Let me ask you a question. You've been on this on Google already for a month already, and it's
So
not
that's
working.
CAT. What we're having issues with is nothing to do with CAT. Nothing to do with what CAT and what Gemini is doing. At least this is about document intelligence, what it's done based on what we thought we needed.
I see 5 people,
for
but nobody is speaking.
now
Maybe they are
LLM
just
to
scrolling
work
through.
with our attachments and everything. Now that we are looking at a different LLM strategy that eliminates and changes what
Hi.
we need to do with attachments and how we need to do them, we need to give the team that relevant guidance as soon as possible.
Yeah, Diana, we need to talk further on this. I think that this also takes the CAT tool out of the equation, so I think we need to talk more. I don't think the solution is going to work entirely. So yeah, we have to discuss further on the call before we can make an addition on that.
What do you mean, Durham? I don't know.
So yeah, so the solution that ServiceNow is proposing, that is more on allowing employees to search based on the content, which is outside of
I am in a meeting. I'm attending meeting and I'm live as well. I'm working.
Right. Guys, we don't have time to keep talking about this. This came up, the knowledge rest came up prior to August. we didn't get it escalated until August 7th, I think, is the first time it got escalated, and thank you, Igor, for doing that, and we got attention. Now we've had a couple of weeks of, like, trying to get somebody on the phone to even figure out this issue. Knowledge is our number one risk, and it's key to being able to actually launch this product the way it's expected as an HR experience. So here's what's happening. Every single
Hi
conversation
Renu,
has been,
no
we need to have a
holiday.
discussion, we need to have
Did
another
you have
discussion,
holiday?
but we actually don't have action. Now, to the point,
That's
I
strange
have to
actually. I was
decide, I'm gonna
thinking
give
the
Igor the space
same.
to go
I
ahead
was
and do
checking
it,
my
but if
calendar
you
again
have
and
like
again.
0 or 100%
Unfortunately, in my
okay,
company, there's no
right
holiday for
solution is
Rona.
to unblock Charlotte. If we don't understand that, then
Ellen,
I can't
if
in good
we,
faith help Igor differently.
Where do you
if
work?
we say we're gonna go with one of these LLMs and that OCR
Also, Renu, please don't forget to subscribe my channel,
area
okay? If you're
is
seeing my live for the first
removed,
time.
I can unblock it all. That is a huge unblocker to know that is an actual decision. If it's not a decision, then we do need to continue to work through solutions or the manual
Okay.
effort for the teams to
Were you
go in
working
and
before?
provide
Did you
that
have your dinner?
knowledge body
Thank
to
you so much
enable
for
the LLM.
being in this live. I rarely get any
So
audience who will
I
join my
would
live.
lean on the
It's
LLM
nice to see
very
somebody
heavily.
pinging and interacting with me.
Well, that, Diana, that's your perspective, but because I keep hearing different statements in this call,
Do you have a YouTube
I don't
channel
know
by
if
any
that's
chance,
true.
Renu?
Here's what I'm gonna ask, I have to jump to another call. By the end of today, we need a plan, exactly what needs to happen in order to unblock
Oh,
knowledge.
nice.
We feel
That's
good about
nice.
it, we know what it needs to have, and how are we going to do that? Whether that be we help Igor
Do you want to work
with the
again? Are you
information
trying
he
for
needs
job?
to be able to be successful, because Igor has other things he has to do too, and I respect that. Or we give Igor the time that he has to open it on Monday, and then we can help escalation on the speed in which things can get through clear. Whatever that action is, but we have to make sure that we're pushing on this one, that it is the right solution, and everybody's agreed that that's the right solution to solve it. So by end of today, we need an actual plan, guys. And I know you've been trying to research it. I'm not saying that all the work you've been
By
doing
the
is
way, did you have your
perfect,
dinner?
but we don't have time to keep talking about it and going, well, what if, what about, if this is the right solution and everybody's on the same page, then let's put together the plan and
And where are
understand
you
what needs
from?
to happen, and we need to
I can
escalate where
guess.
we need to escalate in order to
Um,
unblock it as fast as we can.
you must
Igor,
be
for right now,
from
let the team figure this out and
maybe
come up with a plan.
Karnataka, Bangalore
You do
only,
what you need to do today. If
or
tomorrow
Tamil
it
Nadu.
makes sense to do so,
I'm actually quite
connect
distant
on
from
that
social media and
appropriately.
prefer to keep
But
things
for
moving.
right now, can you
Yeah,
reach out to
I am
Igor
quite like that. You
if
don't
we can
believe. I am
help
actually quite
escalate
like
things
that.
for
But
you
see,
at this short
just
term?
2 months back
Let
I
me know.
started, and now
Is that
see,
fair?
I'm ready to do live like that too, face live,
Team, the rest of
where
you, we need to
any
come up with a
strangers
plan
can, probably interact with me. I am quite like that. But I started this YouTube channel.
Okay.
by end of day today.
Oh,
Does
okay.
that work for everybody?
Would we be able to use that 1 o'clock, everyone, with ServiceNow to
Generally, what do you
develop
watch
that
on YouTube?
plan appropriately? Team?
That's more of a technical call, so
Yeah.
I don't know that that's going to be the right call to do it.
Okay. Do we need anything from that
Thank you
team
so
then?
much for being here. Okay, I'm really very happy to interact
We can
with
use that team
a
for
woman.
anything today to
Mostly
help
guys will
understand.
just come. It's difficult to chit chat with them. It's nice to have you in this chat.
We can still go through the issue, but at the end of the day, that's the technical side of it. So they're diagnosing the specific situation that we can.
So you'll be coming to Bangalore
If
soon.
it turns
Nice.
out that
So
it
you're
doesn't
currently
work, we're
in
kind of
Tamil
back to
Nadu,
square
probably.
one.
Are you?
With the multimodal with the new LLM,
Yep.
Google, is that what you're referring to?
I need to drop everybody. Sorry, I'm pulled into a
Infotainment.
car.
I have heard.
Sorry.
I've
So
heard
Diana, I think the
about
system now will
this.
give us some input to it, but I think we need kind of like the pieces around it, right? Like what's the lead up,
Nice.
you know? Again, I don't know.
This is what everybody. This is what everybody needs to read. Hold on. Where is this? Where is this? There we go. All right.
Oh, okay.
This is what needs to be.
Okay, that's nice.
All over this.
Did you have your dinner?
All right.
Okay, thanks, Igor.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to, there's a lot of information.
What do you
I'm
watch
sure
on
I'm
YouTube
not-
generally? And did you have your dinner?
Still trying to sort through.
So
Google, you seem to
ServiceNow,
have the best handle on this at this point.
yeah, ServiceNow
Not
can
yet.
solve a
I'm in a
particular
meeting. I
technical
just
issue.
fed my
I
daughter
think we
and
need a
came.
plan B if
I have to
that's
go
okay.
and eat now. I
Can
cooked
we even employ that
in this gap.
option?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
from Bangalore.
here's what, tell me if I'm being silly here, but the decision on the LLM,
You said you are moving to
we
Bangalore
move
soon,
away
right? Which
from
area, may I ask?
now LLM, and we move into, I think you were saying, the Azure. Let's just say we go with Azure, and that's,
Very
we've
nice to
got
meet you
clear to
too.
be like, this probably is going to make sense. It's a pretty good decision. In my mind, from our document perspective, the the fact that the document intelligence tool didn't
Did you have your
populate the
dinner? You said
knowledge
no,
body,
not yet, right?
I don't care as much anymore. I don't care because it becomes a non-issue because now we have an LLM. We're going to have us going live with an LLM. I can read the attachment, and all I need to do on the knowledge article is maybe add some additional context if we
Nice
need
to
it
meet
and
you
use
too,
the
Renu.
criteria.
Okay,
I don't need to do what I was going to do before.
Okay, that's your plan B then.
Well, that's like, I don't have a plan for if we say we're going to stay with now LLM,
Right.
and manual effort.
What have you studied? Probably
Okay,
BTech,
exactly. So that's
Not good.
right?
plan C.
Yeah.
Manual. At the end of the day, it's going to come back
Oh,
down.
okay.
Manual
Yeah.
effort, those big
So where and all you are applying? Can you tell me?
Yeah.
And what is your educational qualification?
If we have that, then that puts us, we're not going to make
Have you studied
our
BTech?
deadline if we end up with plan C. But,
Cool.
the reality is going to be the reality.
Yeah, plan C might be focus on the critical stuff first, and then do the rest of it later on.
Nice,
So
very
it
nice.
doesn't
That's a
almost-
very good
almost
degree as
becomes
well.
a day one
So,
question.
where and all have you applied for jobs already?
Yes.
How is your search process going?
Okay.
Can you tell me the site names?
I wish I could say no, but the answer is yes. So, given that, so there's, Benedict.
Yeah, just on how critical path is the clearance, because as I could review the submissions we had for Hijras itself, I see notes there in the attachment to say that we are going to be employing whatever ServiceNow has in their toolbox in terms of LLMs. So is that something that is a blocker at this point for us to do this thing in the kind of testing?
Which job sites are you using?
The challenge I have is, for some reason,
Are you
the
actively applying?
original ticket is not accessible to me because they moved to a different platform. I have the attachments that I at that time back, and that has reference to other
Okay, all that is
So
fine. You can do all that, but you have to regularly apply online, right? For you to get interview calls. Are you doing that?
you know, uh, assumption here that we have been cleared for other elements. I just didn't know.
This is irritating. Okay. Now, Cree, what else? Is that the only portal through which you're searching? Are you not applying for jobs in any other platforms? Okay. Okay, I'll guide you. Okay, I hope you can listen properly. So, first go and create your LinkedIn profile. I hope you have that. If you don't, have LinkedIn first. Now LinkedIn is a main platform for looking for jobs. Okay, you'll get some job postings over there as well. Oh, okay. In AP also, I mean, you do get jobs, right? You need not come to Bangalore. In Andhra Pradesh also, you have IT companies, and you should be able to get job over there as well. Fine, but first try through these portals. Okay, LinkedIn. You must have LinkedIn profile. Everybody now, professionals who are looking for IT jobs, the first preferred platform would be LinkedIn. Okay, and then try in Glassdoors. Naukri, correct. Naukri also. Glassdoors is another important platform where the jobs will be posted. And then TimesJob and Shine.com. TimesJob and Shine.com. These are all the main websites. Okay. So have your resume properly prepared first using ChatGPT, any AI tools. Right now, if you just put your skills, it will only prepare a very good resume. Update your resume using these AI tools, and then go and look for relevant jobs in these 4 5 sites that I mentioned. Okay, yeah, in Bangalore, yeah, it's an IT hub, right? So the chances of you getting job in Bangalore would be higher. uh, but convincing your parents is also difficult, right? They may not agree easily. But fine, first try, okay? If you have a very good job with a very good package, then I think it'll be easy for you to convince. So first try to get a good job, and then you can, for the job you can move out. If you can show the package and tell them, probably that'll be easy for you to convince them. So try in these sites, update your resume with the skill set, use AI tools, use ChatGPT or any tool that you have to update your resume. Okay, and apply to all the relevant jobs every day, even if you find it to be so different than whatever your profile is. That is still fine. See, after you have graduated, if you don't have experience, uh, yeah, sure. Few insights about the people and corporate work culture there. How much will it cost for accommodation, including food? See, it is affordable for sure. It is not that expensive, but there are also areas where it is quite expensive. Okay, so it all depends on your budget. Based on your budget, you can find the places, but it is quite affordable. You will get some good decent PGs for 8 to 10K as well. But also in the rural side, little outskirts to main city, you will get to stay in places where it will cost you around 5K also. But nowadays, within the city limits, you don't get anything for 5K, easily 10 plus, around 10. Food is affordable again, you get to go to a place where it is very expensive. You can also get the street side small hotels and street side food, which is of very less cost also. So it's mix of everything. That's the beauty of Bangalore. You will get very high end and low end as well. Based on your budget, you can manage. So around 15 to 20K is more than sufficient for you per month to stay in Bangalore independently and to manage all the expenses. That should be enough. But you first, before moving out, what I would suggest is apply for jobs. Prepare your proper resume while you are safe and while you are at home. Get a job and then try to move out. And be flexible for the first jobs, okay? As in, you may get some, uh, data entry related jobs or call center kind of jobs. Call center, when I say, not necessarily call center, okay? Within the IT domain itself, there will be so many jobs where you will mostly attend the field technician calls, etc. That's just one example I'm giving. And those field technicians could be for foreign companies, as in, it's not necessarily for Indian companies alone, right? Even in such jobs, you will have better exposure, your communication will be improved and all. That's the mistake everybody does. The minute you hear like you will have to attend the calls and all, we don't value it much. And Kiru, hi Kiru. Kiru is my friend. She is based out of Tamil Nadu. Kiru, there's this girl called Renu. She has joined my live. She's looking for jobs. I was just guiding her on what she can do, right? The various working job portals, Bangalore work culture, etc. Yeah, Renu, no worries. So that's what, first apply and get a job, okay? And be flexible for any kind of job to start with. As in, even if it is call center kind of data related, data entry jobs, you may not be able to get the developer job as is when you start, right? We also started with similar kind of profiles only. That is true. I've been considering but that's nice. If they are considering, I think they'll be okay. They'll agree, but it'll be good. See, if you move out, you will not have money, right? You will have to depend on them. It's better you get a job and then come here through that job. You can be in the job for 6 months and then parallelly you can try for much better job, right? That's what everybody does. So I say, as you are still in your house, in your safe space, start applying and get a job from there itself. And apply properly. Like I said, per day you can apply to 10 20 jobs which are kind of related, may not be an exact match for your profile, but keep applying. My parents seem to have a long pending, for that I have to get. What is this, seriously, in this era also? What, I can't believe this. Okay, I mean, um that's okay. Hair only, right? Within 6 months, 3 months, it will grow. Don't worry much about hair. If um, if you believe in all those customs, etc. Okay, yeah, I mean, I believe you. If you believe in following this custom, I say go ahead. Don't worry much about hair. Okay, it will grow. Within 1 year, you can have long hair again. You seem to have a long hair already. Are you ready to get bald? Okay, so where? Mm, I understand. I mean, for our not as in I am much older than you, but for your age, it is quite difficult. But like I said, it's not something that you lose permanently, right? Hair only, it'll grow. Within 6 months, it'll grow. Within 1 year, you'll have your long hair as before. So don't worry much about it. If you believe and if you want to fulfill your parents' wish, go ahead. You need not think much about it. Who will allow you or not? Your parents. Your parents only want to get this done, right? You mean after getting bald, how can you go for job? Is that what you're thinking? Is that the stress that you have? Not necessarily. That's quite, how do I say? You'll be odd one out. But like I said, that's not permanent, right? It's okay. We should deal with it confidently. If you are only feeling low about that, others also will look at you in the same eyes. No. That's quite rare, especially in your age group, right? You don't get to see that as often. But people will have very short hair, right? That's common. You can get bald, but that will grow. No, within 1 month you will have very short, like head will be full black and short hair at least will be there. So that's very common. Nowadays people do not want to grow long hair. They'll usually keep boy cut, etc., right? You can keep that, and you can do all home remedies to try and grow your hair faster. You need not stress about that. See, again, it's not permanent. So forget about Bangalore. In Bangalore, yeah, you'll get to see all kinds of people. People, how they react, not so differently, as it's not permanent, as it will grow. Okay, don't worry. That's what I'm saying. By the time you decide and come here, maybe 1 month, 2 months will pass. No, by then it will grow, right? Your head will look black only. You won't look bald permanently, isn't it? Prefer Indian outfits. No, don't think like that. No, you can tie some scarf, right? That's not a big deal. You can wear any outfit. People will understand, and especially in the corporate, they don't judge. Even if they judge, they'll just think in their mind, right? They don't openly tell. See, this is least of your problems. You should think about getting a job first, convincing your parents, getting a good place to stay, getting a good job. Okay, this thing is very, it's not permanent. It's very small thing. You shouldn't be stressed about this. Out of all the things that you have, if I were you, I would worry about getting a job. Convincing parents, coming out of the comfort zone, etc. I would worry about that. Finding a place where you can stay, right? You can wear Indian clothes. You can still be bald. You can tie some scarf or something, right? Until it grows, and do all home remedies. Apply oil every day so that it will grow faster, right? You can try all that within this uh, hustle, it'll anyway grow. నేను ఇంట్లో వేసిండవా నూనె కూడా పొద్దునే కాల్చి
ಉಪ್ಪು ಸೊಡಸಿಟ್ಟಮ್ಮ
ಕೇಳದೆ
ಉಪ್ಪು ಸೊಡಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಭಕ್ಷಣ ಮಂಟ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್
Yeah, that's good. Absolutely, there will be wider acceptance. I'm happy that you got confidence. I wish you all the best. Exactly. I know it could be least, but you when one thinks from your shoe, so that will be a big problem. But like I said, you have to change the way you think, right? As you grow old, if you become like me, like I'm in my 30s, you will realize that that is a least of your problems, and there are much more bigger problems. No, not really. I want to be live because I want to get watch hours. You are not at all disturbing. You are actually helping me by being here in this live. Thank you so much. You're not disturbing. You can stay. You can ask me any other question. Absolutely, yeah. Don't forget to follow my channel, and I have my Instagram ID as well. You can ping me there. And any guidance I can offer, please ask me. I'll try my best to help you. Yeah, please do look into the other side. If you have any doubt, right, in terms of how you can try, etc., you can ask me in Instagram. I'll tell you. Did you have not had dinner, you said, right? What do you watch on YouTube generally? What is the kind of content that you like to watch? I'm sure you will get a very good job. As time passes by, you will be in much better position. I'm telling you, remember, I have gone through the same state as you. It's just a matter of time, and if you are really interested and if you work towards it, for sure you can get a job. Getting a job is not difficult. It will take a while, but for sure you can get. I have struggled as well for my first job, almost 15 years ago. ఏం తింటా ఉండవా పొమ్మగ్రనేట్ తిను తిరుపతి తెచ్చింది పొద్దు మర్చిపోతుంది చట్నీ పొద్దునే అనుకోండి
Masalah yang gue kalsna. Nanti gue kesalo. Betul. Coba kasih dalam besok. Kenapa tuh? Sekolah. Ya mau tuh. Cetni. Anu ah. Apa tuh? Selalu cetni no.
High level. What we are working through right now are the exact kind of design interview scenarios that we want to use with participants. We also put some detail around who we think we need from a participant perspective and are hoping you can help fill in some names for us from the change group or even outside the change group for people that we would want to engage as part of this design interview piece. The primary focus on these design interviews is going to be understanding where people navigate for specific scenarios themselves. Our intent, and obviously the bulk of the design has been done with the objective of promoting that AI search or going to the virtual agent specifically, and this will be our test to prove if that is the case or not the case. And we'll need to make adjustments from there or, review the details and kind of go forward. I think the challenge that we're having right now with some of the scenarios, just full transparency, is that the knowledge and the services that are being called by the AI agent in the portal are not always consistent. And we're finding gaps. Now, we do think we're working through the pieces with PwC on how we can solve those for these design interviews. So I don't think it will be a concern on whether or not we continue to move forward this approach, but it's more on we're trying to make sure that the use cases that are selected actually produce results, right? Even if we have to explain that things aren't finalized, at the bare minimum, we want the experience to show kind of the intent of search, ask a question, get an answer, right? And kind of go from there. So I think these are some of the tasks themselves that we are working through. So you'll see the employment verification letter scenario, as well as an IT scenario specifically for getting help with a laptop or device issue. We've got a couple people leader scenarios in there as well that we're going to be targeting, so that we get kind of a mixture of feedback that way. Any questions about that piece for now? Okay. And then Kate, do you mind walking through just kind of how we're going to structure these? I know we've talked about 45 minutes or so, like what the approach is going to be there.
Yeah, definitely. So, like Sheila mentioned, we'll be having one-on-one interviews with these participants where we ask them, share a link with them to the prototype and ask them to share their screen and kind of walk through these scenarios. And we decided 45 minutes would be good for colleagues and then 60 minutes for people leaders, since we'll have them do these specific additional people leader tasks. And I'll start the call, kind of asking about their experience with submitting tickets or asking questions in the MyHR or MyTech portal as their current experience today. And then share with them the prototype so they can kind of go into those scenarios. I'll ask them to speak out loud their thoughts and impressions of what they're seeing as they're kind of walking through these scenarios, and then recap at the end of how they felt about going through that, how it compares to their current experience, did it surprise them or catch them off guard. Those are some of the prompting questions I'll ask. And we're hoping to do 10 of these. So speak to 10 individual employees, and we want to make sure that we represent a range of regions, that some HR, some on-site HR, some office HR, people leaders, and then we also, when we get to the app, which is our second phase, we'll talk to exclusively the field services, since we think they'll be using the target audience for that app. And so we want to make sure that we pull from your change in network and also some other colleagues who maybe have never heard of this portal being revamped yet and are coming at it from more of an outsider perspective than the change champion network would, so we get an unbiased and fair opinion and range of perspectives as well.
I
Can
think
you go into the timeline?
Yeah, go ahead.
Scrolling down to where we have the timeline here. I know this was a question that came up the last time we met. So we're hoping to start these interviews on September 8th and run them through the 18th. And then take any design insights to make any necessary changes before we get into the UAT. And then also, starting October 5th, we would get into the usability testing, and then be able to share out both of these summaries later in October.
So that's kind
So
of
if
where
it
we're
was
at.
mentioned,
Go
so
ahead.
if it was mentioned and I missed, but are we taking into account both desktop and mobile as well?
Yes, so but mobile is the final thing that we're going to be testing. That's in October. But yeah.
So that's part of the app usability testing.
It's specific for the mobile app. Mobile application, yes. Yeah.
And add mobile here to make that more clear.
I see we only have 10 people, right, that we're going to test with, and I'm assuming that's because of the approach we're taking with the interview style. Would it help having more interviewers to get more people in?
Usually for usability testing, kind of best practice is like having 6 to 8 participants for a usability study. It tends to not get additional insight beyond that, but because this is such a wide group of participants, if you feel like there's a persona that can't be captured with just talking to 10 people, or something that needs more representation, then I think we can talk about expanding and helping run interviews with that.
So at a program level, we're struggling right now because we set an expectation with the Change Champion Network and with our leadership team. And sorry for everybody that's heard me say this 5 times in the past 2 days. Where we told people that in September they would be involved in user experience testing, which would be a hands-on experience to get into a solution and really try it out themselves, provide feedback, and that would be incorporated into the design. And we are now finding out in August that no one's fault on this call at all, that we won't have user-ready design until, so to your point, Oli, mobile won't be ready till mid-October. And even then, it sounds like we're only looking for a small group to provide direct script feedback on a scripted scenario. So I think what we're struggling with on the change side is how do we pivot the expectation but which we can fully do.
Do we have anybody in the
There's gonna be a
live?
little bit more demos. There's going to be limited hands-on experience. We can do all of that, but I'm just curious from like this experience validation perspective as well, or this approach, can we make it so we can involve closer to 120 participants that we have? And it sounds like a lot of people, but realistically our population is 55,000 people. It's a very intentional sample size across all of the businesses, across all the personas. Can we do something at a larger scale?
So I think, well, correct me if I'm wrong, Kate. I mean, doing interviews for 100 people, that seems like a lot. But what if we just, what you said is they will be able to access and try it on, right? And provide feedback. That is what you said. So
Oli, sorry to interrupt you, but just thinking of what you said, 100 people interview sounds like a lot, but we can support with that as well, right? Because that can be part of the change champion network activity, right? So we can actually, divide and conquer here if the concern is, analyzing all those results.
And do we do it in a focus group way, maybe, right? Where instead of one-on-one, maybe you group lively personas together, right? And you have maybe 5 people in a session, right? And they go in and they play and they come back and they give feedback.
I think the tricky part to this is